Science is all around us. Just about every activity we do can be broken down into some type of scientific equation, and cooking is no different. Your kitchen is a laboratory, and every time you make dinner, you are conducting a scientific experiment. Here, every ingredient is a component, and every recipe is a chemical equation for a delicious way to learn about the science of cooking. To help us conduct today's scientific experiment, we've invited Chef Paula from the Florida Department of Agriculture and Consumer Services to prepare a nutritious breakfast to start the day off right.
Hi, I'm Chef Paula, and with me today I have Julian and Trinity. We've just finished making a delicious dish of Fiesta scrambled eggs, and there's no better way to top it off than with a zesty blender salsa. For our salsa made in a blender, we have pre-chopped all of our ingredients. Are you guys ready to make it?
Yeah.
Awesome. Let's go. We've got 2 tomatoes that we've chopped, half of a green pepper, half of a red pepper, half of an onion, a jalapeno, cilantro. I love cilantro, so I'm gonna put in a lot, but that's up to you. We've got a teaspoon of cumin and the juice of 1 lime. We're just gonna squeeze that right in there. Alrighty, you wanna put the lid on?
Sure.
Alrighty, and we're ready to chop.
Freeze! Pop quiz. When we blend these ingredients together, will blender salsa be a mixture or a compound?
Can we speed this up?
A quick look at the salsa. A quick look at the salsa. A quick look at the salsa.
Oops, sorry.
A quick look at the salsa tells you everything you need to know. It's chock full of tomatoes, peppers, onions, cilantro, cumin, even lime juice. So even though it's been thoroughly blended, the ratios of the ingredients are not fixed. Julian might like more tomatoes. Trinity might like more peppers. And Chef Paula would love more cilantro. If you said our blender salsa is a mixture, you are correct. Now, all of this sounds delicious, but will it pass the litmus test? And more importantly, what is a litmus test?
Well, a litmus test is used to determine if a substance is an acid or a base. Many liquids, but not all, are either an acid or a base, depending on the type of ions present. An ion is simply a chemical component with a positive or negative charge. In other words, more electrons than protons or vice versa. Acids have an excess of hydrogen ions, and bases have an excess of hydroxide ions. The greater the number of extra ions, the stronger the acid or base character. We measure acidity or alkalinity using what we call the pH scale that goes from 0 to 14. The most acidic substances have a pH of 0, and the most basic or alkaline substances have a pH of 14, with 7 being neutral, meaning an equal number of hydrogen and hydroxide ions. A simple strip of litmus paper can be used to check if a substance is an acid or a base. Basically, if the litmus paper turns red, the substance is an acid. If it turns blue, it's a base.
Thank you, Professor.
All right, I think we're ready.
So, do you think our salsa will be an acid or a base? Let's dip a strip of litmus paper into our blender salsa.
Stop! It is important to point out that you should never mix scientific experiments with food you intend to consume. Had Trinity and Julian actually dipped the litmus paper into the salsa, this is what it would have looked like.
Red. Looks like it's an acid then. But how strong an acid? Let's line up the paper to the pH scale. What is its pH level? It looks like our salsa has a pH level of 4.
Now that we've finished our blender salsa, we're gonna go ahead and plate everything. We've already got a garnish here of a beautiful avocado, and we're gonna add our Fiesta scrambled eggs, and then we're gonna top it with the salsa, the beauty of the salsa is that the acidity of the tomatoes and everything in there goes so nicely with the creaminess of the eggs and the avocado. There we go. Fiesta scrambled eggs with blender salsa.
Well, that's all the time we have for now. We now know more than we want to about acids and bases, compounds, and mixtures, but those are just a few ingredients in the science that goes into preparing a meal. Be sure to join us next time for the science of cooking when we hear Chef Paula say,
Oh, can we eat now? I'm getting hungry.